This movie, The Long Walk, starts with Raymond Garraty receives a letter informing him that he has been officially accepted into the Long Walk. His mother drives him toward the starting line, her face tight with worry, begging him not to go through with it. She pleads, asking why he has to do this, why he would risk his life for something so cruel. Garraty doesn't answer with much, only quiet determination, and their farewell is heavy with tears. She leaves him there, clutching the last moments she'll ever see her son. The boys gather at the staging ground. Soldiers wait nearby, rifles gleaming, vehicles idling beside the road. Each boy is called forward in turn, handed his number and a set of tags that hang around his neck like a soldier's identification. There are 50 in total, chosen from across the nation. They size one another up, glancing nervously at their rivals. Among them are Stebbins, tall and muscular, walking with confidence, Hank Olson, sharp-tongued and arrogant, Art Baker, kind and friendly, Curly, clearly too young but determined to hide it, and Peter McVries, who seems as restless and stubborn as Garraty himself. The major appears at last, stern and commanding in his uniform. He stands before them, a figure of authority and fear, and speaks the rules with icy clarity. Every walker must keep a pace of at least 3 miles per hour. If the pace drops below that for 30 seconds, a warning is issued. Warnings can only be removed by walking an hour without another. At 3 warnings, the walker receives his ticket, execution by the rifles of the soldiers who follow them every step of the way. There is no finish line. The walk continues until only one remains. The prize, a fortune in money and one wish granted, anything the winner desires. The command is given and the long walk begins. At first, the mood is light. The boys chatter and joke, trying to mask their fear with laughter. They exchange names, talk about home, and even brag about what they will wish for when they win. Garraty falls into step near Baker and McVries, drawn to their calm presence. The road stretches endlessly before them, the crowd cheering from the sidelines, waving flags and signs, holding out bottles of water and scraps of food. The armored half-tracks roll slowly beside them, soldiers watching with expressionless faces, rifles always within reach. The first casualty comes sooner than anyone expects. Curly twists his ankle badly. He stumbles, limps, and struggles to regain the pace, but the clock ticks. He receives one warning, then another, then a third. His face fills with panic as he begs to be spared. Garraty instinctively tries to help him, but the rules are absolute. The rifles crack, and Cully's body hits the pavement. The boys fall silent, the sound of the shot echoing in their heads. The walk has claimed its first victim. From that moment, the tone changes. Every step is heavier. The road ahead feels endless, a stretch of pavement that seems to swallow time itself. Yet the march continues, miles blending into miles. The boys talk to keep themselves sane. They speak about girlfriends, about their families, about the things they would buy or do if they won. But with each conversation comes another death. A boy collapses mid-sentence from exhaustion and is executed where he falls. Another has a seizure, twitching on the road, his cries silenced by the rifles. One boy is caught in a sudden fight, slowed down, unable to catch his pace in time. Another lingers too long while relieving himself and is shot before he can finish. The soldiers show no hesitation, no emotion. The survivors keep walking, eyes forward. Their numbers shrink steadily. The group begins to bond, especially Garraty and McVries. They talk often, keeping one another steady. Garraty remembers his father, a man executed by the major himself for refusing to conform, a man who once showed Garraty forbidden books and music. The only relic Garraty carries is his father's baseball, smooth and worn in his pocket. Quietly, Garraty admits that if he survives, his wish will be a weapon, a carbine, and he will use it to kill the major. The days stretch on. Sun burns their faces during the day, cold winds cut through the night, yet the walk never stops. Some boys walk while half asleep, jerking awake only when the warnings sound. Food is delivered in paper packages by soldiers at designated times. Rain soaks their clothes and blisters their feet, But there is no shelter, no pause. Death comes in many forms. Barkovitch, cruel and mocking from the start, unravels mentally. He taunts others until the weight of the march breaks him. Screaming, he hurls himself at the ground and takes his own life. Harkness dreams of writing about the long walk, but when his ankle shatters, he hobbles in agony until the rifles put an end to him. One boy, in despair, throws himself under a tank. Another strips naked, laughing wildly, before soldiers cut him down. The symbolism along the road grows more haunting. At the 100-mile marker, a pale horse stands waiting, silent and watchful, as the boys march beneath the sign. Later, Garraty sees 3 more horses, standing still, bringing the number to 4. The 4 horsemen of Revelation, walking beside them as silent companions. Art Baker begins to bleed internally, his face pale and body shaking. He clings to life for as long as he can but finally collapses. Hank Olsen falters soon after, arrogance stripped away by fatigue. Stebbins, the strongest of them all, reveals a secret. He is the illegitimate son of the Major, walking not only for victory but for recognition. His body finally betrays him, sickness consuming him until he staggers, screaming defiantly at the soldiers to finish it. The rifles answer, and Stebbins is gone. Only 2 remain, Garraty and McVries. Together they walk beyond 300 miles. The crowd is massive now, roaring their names, fireworks bursting overhead. Soldiers line the route in double ranks. The Major himself waits at the final checkpoint. McVries begins to falter, his steps uneven, his body failing. He kneels, offering the victory to Garraty, but Garraty cannot accept it. He refuses to let McVries throw himself away. Instead, Garraty slows, allows his own pace to drop, and stops walking. The rifles fire. Garraty falls, his body claimed by the road. McVries is the last walker. The Major steps forward, declares him the winner, and asks what his wish will be. McVries lifts his head, voice steady, and says he wishes for a carbine. The weapon is handed to him. Without hesitation, he raises it, aims at the Major, and pulls the trigger. The Major collapses, lifeless. In that instant, the crowd disappears. The cheering ceases. The soldiers vanish. The road is silent. Rain falls in heavy sheets, soaking McVries as he stands alone. Ahead of him the highway stretches, lit by lamps on either side, an endless glowing path. He lowers his head and begins to walk, each step echoing in silence, disappearing into the distance. The movie concludes with McVries alone on the endless road, walking into eternity.